candidate has the edge right now?
It's Joe Biden, and I think if tomorrow, as early as tomorrow, Nevada announces the final results there, there's a spread of 10,000 people. But if Nevada goes for Biden, that's six electoral college votes, and Biden goes over the magic 270. There is still a very slight pathway for the president to navigate, but it isn't looking good for him at this hour.
Yeah, and let's say that Nevada is called. That doesn't mean that this is over. I mean, the Trump campaign has already launched a number of legal challenges, and I suspect that the Biden campaign will too, obviously, if there is, proof of any issue, if they feel like there is an issue that arises. How successful, though, might those lawsuits be?
I think, Heather, not very successful. You have to really have a solid claim for the election authorities to declare parts of the election or ballots or anything else as done incorrectly. Most of the states have done a really good job on this. I'm amazed by the flurry of lawsuits, or maybe I should say I'm not. But, any lawsuit has to have merit. And I'm not sure what the merits are yet. We'll be getting into that. The Arizona situation is interesting because the Trump campaign has not yet conceded Arizona, although most of the major networks called Arizona for Biden. So there's a lot going on right now, even setting aside the legal complications. There is still a lot of ballots being counted and a lot of discussion among these experts, these data experts, about the veracity of some of these numbers.
Yeah, and Brian, when we look at the waiting, the delay, does it benefit one party or the other?
Well, I'm really watching the Biden campaign, who aren't rushing to anything. They're saying we're confident of victory. Joe Biden, Vice President Joe Biden, and soon to be President Biden, if things hold the way they're going, has been very calm about all of this. I think he never expected that this would be solved or completed on November 3rd, and I think they had steeled themselves, Heather, to the fact that whatever happened, there were going to be a bunch of lawsuits that were going to have to be adjudicated before a winner was declared. But I can say this: on January 20th, there will be an inauguration for a president, and at this hour, it looks like it'll be Joe Biden.
All right, Brian, we just have a little bit of time left, but obviously going into this election, we all knew what the polls were suggesting, that this was going to be a clear referendum on President Trump. Didn't happen. He garnered so many more votes than he did in 2016. What do you attribute that to?
He's an enigma that people really like on various levels. He's a doer. He's indefatigable. He's look at how many rallies he did in the last days. People like his fighting style. Other people, of course, find it to be abrasive and the tweeting and all of that. But he has really turned out a lot of people. And Heather, I'd go as far as to say he's a major reason why we will have an historic turnout of voters, maybe something eclipsing the last 100 years of American political history in terms of percentage turnout. It's fabulous. This is what this is all about.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So many more people heading to the polls this election. Brian Sobel, always a pleasure. This political cliffhanger, it continues. Thank you.
It continues, Heather.
Well, California voters passed a number of criminal justice reform measures on election night.